Hello everyone. Welcome to the discussion of CAT 2021 Slot 1 Cont Solutions. Fine. Let's look at all the questions one by one. Question number 1. It says that suppose hospital A admitted 21 less COVID infected patients and then hospital B and all eventually recovered. The sum of the recovery days for the patients in the hospital A and B were 200 and 152 respectively. If the average recovery days for a patient admitted in hospital A was 3 more than the average in hospital B, then find the number admitted in hospital A. Okay, seems like a very easy question, but when you start solving this, you will come across a quadratic equation here. So how many variables are there? I'll say number of patients. Then the next one is average recovery days. The last one is total days. This is for hospital A and this one is for hospital B. So hospital A admitted 21 less COVID infected patients. Let's assume that number of patients in hospital B were X. So number of patients in hospital A will become X minus 21. Okay. What about the average recovery of number of days? Average recovery days for patient admitted in hospital A was 3 more than the average in hospital B. So if average recovery days for patients in hospital B is Y, then for A it will become Y plus 3. And the next data which is given in the question is what? Sum of the recovery days for patients in hospital A is 200 and for hospital B it's 152. Now how do we relate these three variables here? The number of patients are X minus 21 for A and the average recovery days is Y plus 3. So when you multiply these two terms, you'll get the total number of recovery days. Yes or no? So how do we equate it? X minus 21 number of patients. On an average, every patient was admitted for how many days? Y plus 3. So this will give you the total number of days here. That is 200. Then the recovery days for hospital B would be what? X into Y is equal to 152. Now look at this. X is what? Number of patients. It must be an integer. But nothing can be said about Y here because it's average recovery days. I cannot say that it should be an integer. So the best way is what? Replace the value of Y in terms of X in equation number 1 here. So what is the value of Y which can be taken from equation number 2? Y can be written as 152 by X. I'll put it that in the first equation. So it becomes X minus 21 into Y plus 3. So this Y can be written as 152 by X plus 3. This is equal to 200. Now this is equation number 3 for me. When you solve it, you will get a quadratic equation here. Yes or no? After solving this, what you will get? X is equal to, you will get 56, I believe. If X is 56, what he is asking? The number of patients admitted in hospital A, which was X minus 21. So 56 minus 21 will give you how much? 35. So I would rate this question as a lengthy. It's not an easy question. It's a lengthy question because you'll have to solve this quadratic equation which involves fractions here. Fine. I hope this is clear to everyone. Let's look at question number 2. Again, options are not given here. What is given here? Amal purchases some pens at rupees 8 each. How many pens? That is missing. So let's assume that the total number of pens he purchases is X. So his investment becomes how much? The cost price for him will become 8 into X. To sell these, he hires an employee at a fixed wage. That means he'll have to pay some salary to that employee. Let's say salary of that person is Y rupees. So his total investment becomes 8X plus Y. Am I right? Now he sells 100 of these pens at 12 each. Out of these X pens, he is going to sell 100 pens. So how many are left with him? X minus 100. If he sells 100 pens at 12 each and the remaining are sold at 11 each, then he makes a net profit of 300. So in the case number 1, his total collection, or I can say selling price, would be equal to what? He sells 100 pens at rupees 12 each and the remaining x minus 100 at what price? 11 rupees each. So his total collection will become 1200 plus 11x minus 1100. Yes or no? This is selling price in the first case. Then he'll make a net profit of 300. How do we calculate the profit? Profit is always equal to selling price minus cost price. What's the selling price? 1200 plus 11x minus 1100 minus cost price, that is 8x plus y for me. This is equal to 300. So this is equation number 1 for me. Then case number 2. It says that if he sells the remaining pens at rupees 9 each, then he'll have to bear a loss of 300. Okay, so the total selling price becomes how much? He'll sell the first 100 pens at a rate of 12 and the remaining x minus 100 pens at the rate of 9. So this becomes 1200 plus 9x minus 900. 1200 plus 9x minus 900. This must be the selling price in the second case. Then he'll bear a loss, and loss is always written equal to what? Cost price minus selling price. What was the cost price? 8x plus y. What is y here? The salary of that employee minus selling price, that is 1200 plus 9x minus 900. This is also given equal to 300. This is equation number 2 for me. I'm left with what? 2 equations and 2 variables in terms of what? X and y. What is y here? Salary of that person. And he's also asking the wage of that employee. After solving this equation, what you'll get? You'll get y equal to 1000. So this was an easy question for me. I think this was a doable question. Fine. Let's look at the next one. The amount Neeta and Geeta together earn in a day equals what Sita alone earns in 6 days. So let's say their 1 day salaries N, G and S respectively. And it's given that the amount Neeta and Geeta together earn in a day equals what Sita alone earns in 6 days. So can we say the amount earned by Neeta and Geeta in 1 day is 6 times of what? The amount earned by Sita in 1 day. This must be equation number 1 for me. This is what? The amount earned by Neeta and Geeta in 1 day. This must be equal to what? 6 times of the amount earned by Sita. Okay. The amount Sita and Neeta together earn in a day. Sita and Neeta together earn in a day equals what Geeta alone earns in 2 days. So Geeta's 1 day's salary should be multiplied by what? 2. This is equation number 2 for me. Now n plus g is 6s and s plus n is equal to 2g. If I take the difference of these two equations, what I'll get here? G minus s is equal to 6s minus 2g. That means I can easily eliminate n from here. After solving this, you will get 3g is equal to 7s. That means g by s is equal to how much? 7 by 3. Now, what's the question? The ratio of the daily earnings of the one who earns the most to that the one who earns the least. I don't know who earns the most. That means now I'll have to relate this n also. How do we relate this n? n को अगर relate करना है तो कुछ और भी relate करके देखते हैं. I know that g by s is 7 by 3 or this g can be replaced by what? 7s by 3. So in equation number 1, I'll replace this g by what? 7s by 3. So this becomes 7s by 3 is already equal to 6s. So n is equal to 6s minus 7s by 3. So I'll get n equal to 6 into 3 is 18. 18 minus 7 is 11. So I'll get 11s by 3. Or n by s becomes how much? 11 by 3. Now look at these two relationships. The value of s here is 3. So can we write it like this? N is to G is to S is 11 is to 7 is to 3. Now who earns the most? That is Neeta. And least वाला बंदा कौन हो जाएगा? That is Sita. And he's asking the ratio of the daily earnings of the one who earns the most to that of the one who earns the least. So the answer must be equal to what? 11:3. Again, this was a doable question for me. This was an easy question. Okay, let's move on to the next one. This is a very good question. It's a question based on what? Inequalities. This was a tough question. But if you know the basics, that what does it mean? Mod of x minus y. इसका मतलब क्या होता है? It means on number line the distance between x and y, irrespective of their signs, whether they are positive or negative, mod of x minus y means the distance between x and y here. So I'm going to relate n minus 60, n minus 100 and n minus 20. Yes or no? Three terms are given here. How do we relate them? I want to relate them. So let's draw a number line here. N minus 60, that means distance of a point n from 60. N minus 100 is a distance of a point n from 100. And n minus 20 is a distance of point n from 20. So let's draw the points here. This is 100 for me. This one is 60. And this one is 20. Fine. If I try to relate these two first, it says that n minus 60 should be less than n minus 100. What does it mean? N should be more closer to what? 60 rather than 100. In that case, this will work. N minus 60, the distance of n and 60 should be less than the distance between n and 100. It will only work if the point is more closer to what? 60. So if you look at the midpoint of 60 and 100, it's 80. So my point should be closer to what? More closer to 60. So it should lie in this range. Yes or no? If you put it here, it will become more closer to 100. But it's given that the distance between the point and 100 should be more than the distance between the same point and 60. So the favorable region for me would be this one. This is a favorable region for me. My point would be definitely less than what? 80. Fine. Now, if you try to relate these two terms, n minus 60, mod of n minus 60 should be less than mod of n minus 20. What does it mean? Mod of n minus 60 should be less than mod of n minus 20. That means my point should be more closer to 60. In that case, the distance between n and 60 will be less than the distance between n and 20. So what I can say, if you look at 20 and 60, their midpoint is how much? 40. Yes or no? If you put a point here, it will become more closer to 20. But what do you want? Your point should be more closer to 60. In that case, this will work. That mod of n minus 60 should be less than mod of n minus 20. ये तभी तो work करेगा. That means my point should be more closer to 60. So it should be less than greater than 40. This would be the range. Am I right? Yes or no? क्या range होना चाहिए? It should be more closer to 60 or more closer to 20. More closer to 60 or more closer to 20. It should be more closer to 60. Any other reason? I've already equated n minus 60 and n minus 20, and I have also compared 60 and 100. Yes or no? और किसको कंपेयर कर सकता हूं? और किसको कंपेयर कर सकता हूं? Can we compare these two? Mod of n minus 100 is less than mod of n minus 20. Now mod of n minus 100 should be less than mod of n minus 20. That means your point should be more closer to 100 rather than 20. This is 20, this is 100, then midpoint is 60. अभी किसके ज्यादा क्लोजर होना चाहिए? 100 के ज्यादा क्लोजर होना चाहिए अगर मैं इन दोनों को कंपेयर कर रहा हूं. 100 के ज्यादा क्लोजर होना चाहिए rather than 20. So the midpoint is 60, so my point should be greater than 60. This would be the third range. But my answer should satisfy all the three range here. So what's the common part here? This one. That means my point should be greater than 60 but less than 80. This is a proper range. But he's not asking range, he's asking the number of integers n satisfying this inequality. So how many integers are greater than 60 but less than 80? That is 19. 61 onwards till what? 79. So my answer becomes 19. This was a very good question. Okay. Let's move on to the next one. Again, this is a very good question of quadratic equation. If r is a constant such that mod of, you understand the meaning of mod. That means you'll have to take both the signs, plus as well as minus. Mod of x square minus 4x minus 13 is equal to r has exactly 3 distinct real roots. Then find the value of r. Now mod means I'll have to take both the signs. I'll take plus sign here. This becomes x square minus 4x minus 13. I'll bring r on this side also. So this becomes minus r is equal to 0. This would be the case number 1. Case number 2. I'll take negative sign. When you take negative sign, this becomes minus of x square minus 4x minus 13 and minus r is equal to 0. Now look at this. I've got two quadratic equations. If there are two quadratic equations, maximum I can have 4 roots here. But the question says that it should have exactly 3 distinct roots. Distinct real roots. Fine. That means definitely out of these two cases, one case is going to give me 2 equal roots. 2 equal roots आएंगे किसी एक केस में और किसी एक में 2 distinct roots आएंगे. That will make what? 3 distinct real roots. Let's see which case is going to give me 2 equal roots. When you reframe this equation, this becomes x square minus 4x minus of 13 plus r. And this equation can be written as x square goes on that side, 4x goes on that side, minus x square is x square, this is plus 4x goes on that side, becomes minus 4x. This is minus 13, becomes plus 13. Goes on that side, again minus 13. This is minus r plus r. Yes or no? Now, if you want this equation to give 2 equal roots, what do you do? The value of discriminant must be equal to 0. Let's try to calculate the value of discriminant here. That is minus b, or I'll say b square minus 4ac. What is the value of b here? Minus 4. Minus 4 into a. What is a? 1. What is c? C is minus of 13 plus r. This will give you 16 plus 4 times of 13 plus r. Can it be equal to 0? If you look at the options, all the options are positive. That means value of r is positive. So this can never become 0. This can never become 0. That means this case will never give you equal roots. So this case will give you 2 distinct roots. That means I'll get 2 equal roots from this case. Now 2 equal roots, that means discriminant must be equal to 0. What is the value of b again? Minus 4. So I'll put b square minus 4 into a c. The value of c here is r minus 13. When you solve it, you will get 16 minus 4r plus 13 into 4. What is 13 into 4? 2652 is equal to 0. Yes or no? 16 plus 52, 68 is equal to 4r. So what is the value of r? 68 by 4. This gives you 17. That means if you put r equal to 17 in this case, you'll get 2 equal roots. They are not distinct, they are equal. So I'll get 2 distinct roots from first case and 1 root from second case. That makes exactly 3 distinct roots. So what should be the possible value of r? It should be 17. Again, this was a very good question. Let's move on to the next one. Okay. Again, this is a very simple question. 2 trains cross each other in 14 seconds when running in the opposite direction along parallel tracks. The faster train is 160 meter long. So the length of faster train is given equal to 160 meters and crosses a lamp post in 12 seconds. If the speed of the other train is 6 km per hour less than the faster one, So I'll have to calculate the speed of the faster train. Let's say the speed of faster train is x meters per second. Fine. How do we calculate it? To cross a lamp post, faster train will have to cover its length divided by speed, and this is already given equal to 12. So I'll get x equal to 160 by 12 meters per second. So I'll get 40 by 3 meters per second. Now this is the speed of the faster train. Let's assume that the speed of slower train is y meters per second. And it's given that if the speed of the other train, that means slower one, is 6 km per hour less than the faster one, 6 km per hour in terms of meters per second can be written as 5 by 3 meters per second. So the speed of slower train is 40 by 3 minus 5 by 3. It gives you 35 by 3 meters per second. Now let's move on to the first information. Two trains cross each other in 14 seconds. If they're going to cross each other together, they'll cover their length. Length of the faster train is already known to me, that is 160. Let's say the length of the slower train is k. This must be the total distance covered by both the trains divided by. Since they are moving in the opposite direction, the speed will become what? Relative speed will be the sum of their speeds. That is 40 by 3 plus 35 by 3. This time is already given equal to how much? 14 seconds. So it becomes 160 plus k by 75 by 3, that is 25, is equal to 14. Now 160 plus k is equal to 25 into 14. What is 25 into 14? I believe 350. So this will give you k is equal to 350 minus 160, means 190 meters. So again, this was a sitter for me. This was a doable question. ये छोड़ना नहीं चाहिए. It's a very easy question. Fine. Let's move on to the next one. Again, this is a question based on what? Time in work. Anu, Vinu and Manu can complete a work alone in 15 days, 12 days and 20 days respectively. Vinu works every day. Anu works only on the alternate days starting from the first day, while Manu works only on the alternate days starting from the second day. That means Anu and Manu will never work together. They'll work on the alternate days while Vinu will work every day. How do we solve this kind of question? The values given here are 15, 12 and 20. I'll take their LCM. Their LCM is 60. So I'll assume that the total work is 60 units. The first person is Anu, then we have Vinu, then we have Manu. Anu can finish the whole work in 15 days. What's the work here? 60. 60 units of work can be finished by Anu in 15 days. That means Anu's 1 day's work will be 4 units. Similarly, Vinu's 1 day's work, 60 by 12, that is 5. And Manu's 1 day's work would be 60 by 20, that is 3. Now they'll start the work. Vinu will work every day. First day, Vinu, then we have Anu and Manu. Vinu will do how many units on the first day? 5. Anu works only on the alternate days starting from the first day. That means Anu will do 4 units on the first day while Manu will not work. So I'll account 0 here. Second day, again Vinu will do 5. Anu will take rest and Manu will do 3 units. Same work will be counted for the next 2 days. Yes or no? They'll work in this manner again. Third day, fourth day, again I'll write the same values 5, 4, 0, 5, 0, 3 and so on. So let's try to calculate their 2 days work. This is 5 plus 4 plus 0, that is 9. 5 plus 0 plus 3 is 8. So together they can do 17 units of the work in every 2 days. So they'll do 17 units of the work on the first 2 days. Next 2 days, again they'll do 17 units. Next 2 days, again they'll do 17 units. 17 plus 17 plus 17, that makes 51. So I can say that they've already finished 51 units of the work in how many days? 2 plus 2 plus 2, 6 days. 6 days में ऑलरेडी इतना काम हो चुका है. Yes or no? What was the total work? 60. And they've already finished 51 units of the work here. Still 9 more units of work. 7th day, who will be working? Same pattern, Vinu and Anu. Manu will take rest. And I know that Vinu and Anu can do 9 units in one day. So the remaining 9 units of the work can be done by Vinu and Anu on the 7th day. Yes or no? They'll be able to finish the remaining work. So the total number of days required to finish the work if they'll work in this manner is 7 days. Again, this was a very easy question. This is also doable. Fine. Okay, let's move on to the next one. What is the next question? Again, it's a question of PNC. The number of groups of 3 or more distinct numbers that can be chosen from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8 so that the group always includes 3 and 5. That means your number will always have 3 and 5. While 7 and 8 are never included together. That means either I'll choose 7 or 8 or none of them. I cannot choose both of them together. And it's all about selection only. You don't have to form the number. So how many cases will be there? The number of groups of 3 or more. That means either I'll have 3 numbers or I'll go for 4 numbers or I'll go for 5 numbers or I'll go for 6 numbers or I'll go for 7 numbers. I cannot choose all the 8 because in that case 7 and 8 will always be included together. So let's look at the first case when I'm going to select 3 numbers. It's given that 3 and 5 both must be selected. So let's say one of the numbers is 3, other one is 5. I need to select one more. Yes or no? Overall 8 numbers were given and 2 are fixed. I need to select one more out of the remaining 6. It can be done in 61 ways. That is 6 ways. So if you are going to select 3 numbers, there will be 6 ways. Look at the next case. When you want to select 4 numbers, 2 of them are fixed, 3 and 5. I need to select 2 more. Without any restriction, if you select 2 more out of the remaining 6, it can be done in how many ways? 62. But in some of the cases, both these numbers will be selected. I've already selected 3 and 5. How many times you will select 7 and 8 both in this case? Only once. So I need to subtract that one case here because I cannot select 7 and 8 together. Now 6C2 is 15. 15 minus 1 will give you 14. This is case number 2. Case number 3, when you will select 5 numbers. 3 and 5 are already fixed. I need to select 3 more out of the remaining 6 numbers. It can be done in how many ways? 63 ways. But in some of the cases, 7 and 8 both will be selected. Now how many times out of these 3 numbers you will select 7 and 8 both? Let's subtract all those cases. Now out of these 3 numbers, let's say I have selected 7 and 8 both. And one more number should be selected. अगर यहाँ 7 आया होगा और 8 आया होगा तो कभी कभी ये प्लेस किससे आई होगी? 3, 5, 7, 8. I have already selected 4. एक नंबर बचे हुए 4 में से select हुआ होगा. In how many ways? 4C1. But I don't have to consider this case क्योंकि 7 and 8 आ गए. So I'll subtract this case. Now 6C3 minus 4C1. This will give you 16. Similarly, I'll look at the case number 4 when I'm going to select 6 numbers. Out of that, 3 and 5 are already selected. Remaining 4 numbers out of 6 can be selected in 6C4 ways. But some of the times I would have selected 7 and 8 both. जब 7 और 8 दोनों सेलेक्ट किए होंगे, ऐसा कितनी बार हुआ होगा? बचे हुए 2 नंबर्स कोई और होंगे out of remaining 4. So I should subtract 4C2. This gives you 9. Same approach is applicable for case number 5. I have already selected 3 and 5. The remaining 5 numbers out of 6 can be selected in 6C5 ways. But I need to subtract the cases when 7 and 8 both were selected. How many times I'll select 7 and 8 both? 7, 8. That means these 3 numbers were selected from the remaining 4. In how many ways? 4C3. This will give you 2. So the answer would be sum of these 5 cases, that is 14, 6 plus 14 plus 16 plus 9 plus 2. How much? This is going to give you 30, 39, 41 and 6. How much? The answer must be equal to how much? 47. This was a tough question. It was a lengthy one because I need to subtract all those cases when 7 and 8 both were included. Fine. Okay. Let's move on to the next one. Again, this was a sitter. It was a very easy question. If the area of a regular hexagon is equal to the area of the equilateral triangle of side 12 centimeter, then the length in centimeter of each side of the hexagon is how much? Let's say side of a hexagon is A. So if you look at the hexagon, I can divide this hexagon into 6 equilateral triangles, the regular hexagon. Yes or no? So the area of hexagon can be written as 6 into area of one equilateral triangle, that is root 3 by 4 into a square, and this is already given equal to area of that equilateral triangle of side 12 centimeter. So I'll replace it by what? I'll equate it by root 3 by 4 into 12 square. Yes or no? When you equate it, what you will get here? This root 3 by 4 will be cancelled out. A square is equal to 144 by 6. The 6 into 2, 12, 24. 6 into 4, this is 24. Now a square is 24, that is a must be equal to root of 24. Which option? Option number 4. 2 root 6. The side of the hexagon must be equal to how much? 2 root 6. I hope this is clear to everyone. Again, this was a doable question from my side. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, the question of log. Every year you can see at least one question based on log. Now this is a simple one. You should be aware of these properties only, that log of m minus log of n is replaced by what? Log m by n. Similarly, log m plus log n is equal to log of mn. Let's apply it here. Look at this term. This is negative. This one is positive. Can we write it like this? 5 minus log of root of 1 plus x to the base 10. And this 4 will become power here. So my answer will be log of root of 1 minus x raised to the power 4 to the base 10 is equal to log of 1 by root of 1 minus x square to the base 10. If you take these two terms, this can be read as log m plus log m minus log n. So I'll apply this property. Log m minus log n should be replaced by what? Log of m by n. So log of 1 minus x raised to the power 4 divided by root of 1 plus x to the base 10 is equal to log of 1 by root of 1 minus x square to the base 10. When this term goes on right hand side, equation will become 5 plus 5 is equal to log of 1 by root of 1 minus x square minus log of root of 1 minus x raised to the power 4 by root of 1 plus x. Again I can apply log m minus n here. So my answer will become 5 is equal to log of, inside the bracket I'll get 1 by root of 1 minus x square divided by root of 1 minus x raised to the power 4 by root of 1 plus x to the base 10. Now if you try to simplify this, what you'll get? 5 is equal to log of 1 by root of 1 minus x square. This is a square minus b square for me. So can we write it like this? Root of 1 minus x into root of 1 plus x. This denominator will be reversed. We'll write it as 1 plus x by, now square root of 1 minus x raised to the power 4 can be written as 1 minus x whole square? Yes or no? Can we write it like this? Now I can easily cancel out these two terms. So left with what? 5 is equal to log of 1 by, I have 1 minus x here and 1 minus x here. This is square root, means power is 1 by 2. 1 minus x raised to the power 1 by 2 into 1 minus x raised to the power 2 should be written as 1 minus x raised to the power 1 by 2 plus 2 is 5 by 2 to the base 10 here. Yes or no? Or when you convert this log in exponential form, this will become log 10 to the power 5 is equal to 1 by 1 minus x raised to the power 5 by 2. And this step can also be written as 10 to the power 5 is equal to 1 by 1 minus x root raised to the power 5. If you compare left hand side and right hand side, you can easily cancel out these powers. What does it mean? 10 is equal to 1 by root of 1 minus x. Yes or no? So when you square both the sides, you will get x equal to 99 by 100. Now what he is asking, what is the value of 100x? What is the value of 100x? If x is 99 by 100, the 100x will become how much? 99. So my answer becomes 99. I would say that this question was lengthy, not tough. This was also doable. Fine. Okay. Let's move on to the next one. A basket of 2 apples, 4 oranges and 6 mangoes costs the same as a basket of 1 apple, 4 oranges and 8 mangoes. Fine. Or a basket of 8 oranges and 7 mangoes. That means we have 3 relations. Then the number of mangoes in a basket of mangoes that has the same cost as the other baskets. So in other words, you need to convert all these fruits in terms of what? Mangoes. So if you look at the first equation, let's say apple A, orange, I'll put O, and for mango, I'll put M here. How do we equate them? What's the first line? The basket of 2 apples. This is 2A plus 4 oranges plus 6 mangoes. Cost same as the basket of 1 apple, 4 oranges and 8 mangoes. The cost of this group is same as the cost of this group. Now if you look at left hand side and right hand side, you can easily cancel out the cost of 4 oranges from it. So you'll get a relationship between apples and mangoes. 1 apple comes on this side, 6 mangoes goes on that side. So what do you get? 1 apple is equal to 2 mangoes. So I'll get a relationship between apple and a mango here. Yes or no? Now I want a relationship between what? Apple and oranges also. So let's equate one more equation. What's given here? 4 oranges and 8 mangoes, or a basket of 8 oranges and 7 mangoes. The cost of 8 oranges, I'll put 8O plus 7 mangoes. This is equal to what? The cost of first part, 2 apples, 4 oranges and 6 mangoes. So I'm going to get the equation, the relationship between what? Oranges, mangoes and apples. How do we write it? Apples, I don't have apples here. 7M goes on that side, or when you solve it, everything comes on this side except the apples. So what I'll get? 8 oranges minus 4 oranges will give you 4 oranges. 7 mangoes minus 6 mangoes will give you 1 mango is equal to 2 apples. Yes or no? So if you try to get the relationship between orange and mango, what you'll do? You'll replace these apples, 2 apples with mangoes. 1 apple is 2 mangoes, so these 2 apples will become 4 mangoes. When you put 4 mangoes here, what you'll get? 4 oranges are equal to 3 mangoes. So I know the relationship between apple and mango, oranges and mango. Now what he's asking, then the number of mangoes in a basket of mangoes that has the same cost as the other baskets. So if you want to pick this one, 8 oranges and 7 mangoes. 8 oranges and 7 mangoes. My basket contains 8 oranges and 7 mangoes. So if I try to convert the whole basket in terms of mangoes, I'll have to replace these oranges with mangoes. I know that 4 oranges are equal to what? 3 mangoes. That means 8 oranges will be equal to 6 mangoes. So this basket is equivalent to how many mangoes? 13 mangoes. Yes or no? So what's the answer? It's the first option. Again, this was doable for me. So the very easy question based on what equation? You need to convert all the values in terms of mangoes here. Fine. Let's move on to the next one. Read this question. It looks like it's a very tough question, but it's a simple application of mixtures and alligation here. The strength of an indigo solution in percentage is equal to the amount of indigo in grams per 100 cc of water. Okay. Two 800 cc bottles are filled with indigo solutions of strength 33% and 17%. Okay. A part of the solution from the first bottle is thrown away and replaced by an equal volume of the solution from the second bottle. If the strength of the indigo solution in the first bottle has now changed to 21%, it's something like what? I have two vessels and the capacity of both the vessels is equal to 800 cc. In the first one, the concentration of indigo solution is what? 33%. The second one, it's 17%. What I did, I removed some part from this vessel and replaced it from what? Second vessel. So in other words, what I am going to do, I am going to mix these two solutions in some ratio so that the final concentration becomes how much? 21%. So it's a simple application of what? Mixtures alligation. The concentration of first solution is 33, second is 17, and the final mixture is 21% concentrated. Now let's look at this one. This will give you 4 and this difference will give you 12. So the quantity of first solution by quantity of second solution, they must be mixed in what ratio? 4 by 12, that is 1:3. And I know that after replacement, the total quantity of this vessel will remain same, that is 800 cc. So I can say that first vessel contains indigo solution in water in what ratio? They must be mixed in the ratio of what? 1:3. So the quantity of first vessel is 1 part and second vessel must be 3 parts. Iska matlab I have mixed 200 cc's with 600 cc of the second vessel. So 600 cc was thrown away and replaced by what? The solution from the second vessel. Now how much volume is left here? I have already transferred 600 cc here. So how much is left in the second vessel? Only 200 cc. They were mixed in the ratio of 1:3. How do we get these 3 parts? These 3 parts were taken from the second vessel. Second vessel also contains 800 cc. Out of that, 600 cc was transferred into the first vessel. So how much is still left in the second one? Second bottle contains 200 cc. If it contains 200 cc, my answer becomes 200 cc. Again, this was a doable question from my side if you are able to interpret this question correctly, because it's a simple question of what? Alligation. Fine. Let's move on to the next one now. Again, it's a very simple question of what? Average. Onion is sold for 5 consecutive months at the rate of 10, 20, 25 and 50 respectively. Now what is missing here? The amount is not given, that you are going to spend how much amount. A family spends a fixed amount of money on onion for each of the first 3 months. That means expenditure on onion is same for the first 3 months and then spends half the amount on onion for the next of the 2 months. So you'll have to assume some value here. Now look at these numbers 10, 20, 25, 25, 50. I'll take their LCM. Let's assume that every day I'll spend 100 rupees. And the question says that for the first 3 days the expenditure was same. That means I must have spent 100 rupees in the first 3 days. and then spends half that amount on onion for each of the next 2 months, that means for the next 2 months I am going to spend only 50 rupees each. Now what was the rate here? First day the rate was 10 rupees per kg and I have spent 100 rupees, that means I must have got 10 kgs on the first month. Second month the rate becomes double, that means 20, and I am again going to spend 100 rupees, so I must have got 5 kg only. Third day rate is 25 rupees per kg and I am going to spend 100 rupees, so I must have got 4 kg. Similarly, fifth month the rate is 25 but my money has become half, that is 50, so I must have got 2 kgs. Same is the logic for what? Last month. Last month I'll be able to purchase only 1 kg of onion. So I have purchased how many kgs of onion overall in these 5 months? 10 plus 5, 15 plus 4, 19, 19 plus 2, 21 plus 1, 22 kgs of onion were purchased in these 5 consecutive months. Now what's the question? The average expense for onion in rupees per kg for the family over these 5 months is closest to how much? This is the question. What was my total expenditure? 100 plus 100 plus 100 plus 50 plus 50. That makes 400. I spent 400 rupees and I got 22 kgs. So what is the average cost? It's 400 by 22. It's close to what? 18. So my answer becomes third option. Again, this was a doable question. कुछ भी नहीं करना था. It's a very easy question. Fine. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, it's a question about geometry mensuration. Look at this. Suppose the length of each side of the regular hexagon ABCDEF is 2 centimeter. It's a regular hexagon. That means I'll get 6 equilateral triangles inside this. Something like this. Yes or no? And change it. This is A, B, C, D, E, F. And the each side of regular hexagon is given equal to 2 centimeters. Fine. This is 2, 2, 2, 2 and 2. If T is the midpoint of CD, this one, this is T. Then the length of 18 centimeter, that means I need to join this A and T. Okay. But let's convert this hexagon in 6 equilateral triangles first. So these are 6 equilateral triangles for me. And I want to join A and T. I'll join it like this. Fine. So I'm looking for what? I want the length of AT. This is O for me. AT. It's not a diagonal also. But T is a midpoint. If I join O and T and O and A, I'll get a triangle like this. I'll draw it here. I'll get a triangle like this. This is O, this is A, this is T. I'm looking for this AT. Let's assume that it's equal to X. What is OA? Since it's an equilateral triangle, I can say that OA is also equal to 2. Can we find the value of OT? OT. Now look at this OT. You join it with the midpoint, that means OT is the altitude for this equilateral triangle. And what is the formula for altitude of equilateral triangle? Root 3 by 2 into side. Side is given equal to 2. So it's effectively root 3. So for me, OT is root 3. What else I can find here? I need to find the third side of a triangle where 2 of the sides are given. Can we find this angle? Because if we get these 2 sides in this angle, we can easily apply the cosine formula. What is the cosine formula? Can we write it like this? Cos of A is equal to B square plus C square minus A square by 2BC. I know 2 of the sides in one of the angles, included angle between them. Now look at this angle. This is 60, this is 60. That makes 120. And this is an altitude of this equilateral triangle. So this has to be 30. 30 plus 60 plus 60. That means this angle is equal to 150. I hope everybody knows the value of cos 150. Now when you put the values here, what do you get? Cos of 150 is equal to 2 of the sides, 2 and root 3. So I'll put 2 square plus root 3 square, that is 3, minus a square, x. For me that a is x, by 2 into root 3. Now what is the value of cos of 150? I hope it's minus root 3 by 2. So minus root 3 by 2 is equal to 4 plus 3, 7 minus x square by 4 root 3. When you cross multiply it, what you will get? 4 root 3 will be multiplied here. Minus root 3 into 4 root 3 is 12. 12 by 2 is 6. So I'll get minus 6 is equal to 7 minus x square. X square comes on this side, 6 goes on that side, you get 13. So what's the value of x? Root of 13. Root of 13. So my answer becomes third option. There are many ways to solve this particular question, but if you know the value of cos A, if you know this formula, you can solve this question in seconds. Again, this was a moderate question for me, but this is also doable. I hope this is clear to everyone. Let's move on to the next one. A circle of diameter 8 inches is inscribed in a triangle ABC. Fine. Where ABC is 90, that means it's a right angle triangle form. It's a right angle triangle form. Okay. Let's draw it like this. This is B, this one is C, and this is A. This angle is 90. A circle was inscribed. This becomes circle for me. Fine. Let's say this point is D, this one is E, this one is F for me, where the circle touches all the three sides. So it's an in circle for me. It's an in circle for me. If BC is equal to 10, this complete value is given equal to 10. What else is given? This information. The diameter of a circle is 8. That's why the radius becomes how much? 4. Then the area of the triangle in square inches is. Okay, I need to find the area. I can look for this formula also. R is equal to delta by S, where R stands for what? In radius. This is area of triangle. This is semi-perimeter. But if you want to apply this formula, you require the semi-perimeter. Okay, let's look at this. This is 10, and it's also given that the circle of diameter 8 centimeter. There are many ways to solve it. Look at this one. If you join this by center, this becomes 4. This is also 4. This is also 4. So this becomes 4. And this complete BC is 10. Out of this, this is what? 4 radius. External points से दोनों tangents equal होते हैं. It's a square for me. This is 4, so this has to be 6. So can we say C is an external point from where I have drawn two tangents, CE and CD. They must be in equal in length, so this also becomes 6. Same can be applied here. A is an external point. I have drawn two tangents from it. So if you take it equal to y, this value also becomes y. Am I right? Now if you look at this right angle triangle, this is 10, this is y plus 6, this is y plus 4. When you apply the Pythagoras theorem, you will get the value of y also. You will get the value of y from here. Fine. And once you get the value of y, you can easily give me the value of semi-perimeter. The radius is already given. This is one of the ways to solve this question. How do we write it? Y plus 6 whole square must be equal to y plus 4 whole square plus BC is 10. So 10 square becomes 100. Y square plus 36 plus 12y is equal to y square plus 16 plus 8y plus 100. Y square will be cancelled out. 8y comes on this side. 12y minus 8y is 4y. This is 116 minus 36 will give you 80. So what's the value of y? It's 20. If y is equal to 20, that means this side becomes 24 and this side becomes 30. Yes or no? I know the semi-perimeter. It's 24 plus 30 plus 6. That means 60. 60 is the perimeter of this triangle. So semi-perimeter becomes how much? Radius is 4. Area I don't know. Divided by 60 is the perimeter. 24 plus 6, 10 plus this 30. 30 plus 10. This is how much? 40. Y का value कितना आया था? 20. So this is 26 and 24. That's 50 plus 10, 60. So this becomes 30 semi-perimeter. So area of triangle is 4 into 30. That is equal to 120. This could be my answer. Yes or no? Options were not given, but there is one more way. If you don't want to make this equation, you must be knowing about the Pythagorean triplet. I know that one of the triplets is 5, 12 and 13. Yes or no? But one of the sides given here is 10. This is 10 for me. Can we make it 10? Let's double all the three values. I'll get 10, 24 and 26. This is also a Pythagorean triplet. So if I know that this is 10, this has to be 24 and this has to be what? 26. Now this is 26, 24 and 10. I got all the three sides here without applying this method. So if 10, 24 and 26 are the three sides of a triangle, you will get the value of semi-perimeter from here. And semi-perimeter aa gaya, so you can easily find the area of a triangle. Yes or no? It's a simple application of what? Pythagorean triplet. 10 to diya tha. I can easily find the other two sides assuming that these are integers. I can apply it like this also. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Okay, it's a question based on inequalities. The similar kind of question was asked in slot 2 and slot 3 also. And we know that this fraction has to be what? You want to make it what? Negative. Ab negative kaise banega? Let's see this. If x is equal to y square plus 2x minus 15, x square minus 7x minus 18 is negative. That means you want to write it this as x square plus 2x minus 15 divided by x square minus 7x minus 18 should be less than 0. How do we solve it? Let's multiply both the sides by x square minus 7x minus 18 whole square. I can multiply both the sides by the positive value because this is a perfect square. This is not going to change the value of expression. Sign change नहीं करेगा, इसलिए square से multiply किया है. Zero when multiplied by any term remains 0. Look at this. This part will be cancelled out. So I'm left with what? X square minus 7x minus 18 into x square plus 2x minus 15 less than or equal to 0. Now this is a question form. X square minus 7x minus 18 x square plus 2x minus 15 less than 0. So what are the factors here? This is 2x minus 15 for me. Yes or no? When you simplify this, if you try to find the factors here, what do you get? X plus 5 and x minus 3 here. And what are the factors for this one? You get x plus 2 and x minus 9. The product of these four terms should be less than 0. It's a simple question of what? Critical points. If it's a number line, I'll plot the points here. This expression will become 0 when x becomes 9. This is the first critical point. Then the next one would be how much? 3. Then we'll have minus 2. The last one we'll have minus 5. And we know that any value greater than 9 will give you positive. Any value between, now this works as an alternate. This region would be negative, positive, negative and positive. And what do we want? It should be negative. So for me, this region is favorable and this region is favorable. Any value greater than minus 5 and less than minus 2, or any value greater than 3 and less than 9 is favorable for me. Which option will suit here? I believe option number 3. Again, this was a simple question, but ये concept पता होना चाहिए. तब जाके I can solve this question. Fine. Let's move on to the next one. Okay. Again, we have a very simple question about time and work. Amar, Akbar and Anthony are working on a project. Working together, Amar and Akbar can complete the project in 1 year. Akbar and Anthony can complete in 16 months. And Anthony and Akbar can complete the whole task in 2 years. So let's assume that individual days of time is small a, small b, small c. Fine. Okay, what's the total work here? This is what work done by them. I'll assume that this is a work done by them, and let's convert all these values in terms of month. Amar and Akbar, they can finish the whole work in 1 year, that means 12 months. While Akbar and Anthony can finish the work in 16 months, and Anthony and Amar can complete that in 2 years, that is 24. So let's take the LCM of these three values, 12, 16 and 24, that is 48. So let's assume that the total work is 48 units. Now the first one is Amar and Akbar. Together they can do the whole work in 1 year, that means 12 months. In 12 months they can finish 48 units, that means their 1 month's work would be 4 units. Similarly, next pair is what? Akbar and Anthony. B and C. Their one month's work would be 48 by 16. That means they can do 3 units per month. Similarly, last pair would be Amar and Anthony, that is A and C. They can do 48 units of the work in 24 months. That means their 1 month work would be 2 units. Yes or no? So when you add it, what you will get? Twice of A plus B plus C is equal to 7 plus 2, 9. So together the combined work of 1 month would be 9 by 2, that is 4.5. So I know that A plus B plus C, 1 month, sum of 1 month work of A, B and C is 4.5. And I also know that Amar and Akbar together can do 4 units out of that. So what is Anthony's 1 month's work? Only 0.5. When you put B plus C is equal to 3 units here, you will get A equal to 1.5 units. Similarly, you will get B equal to how much? 2.5 units per month. So who's the fastest among them? That is B. Who's the slowest one? That is C. Now what's the question? If the person who is neither the fastest nor the slowest, works alone, that means he's talking about A. He'll take how much time to finish the whole work? I know that Amar can do 1.5 units per month and the total work is 48. So he'll take how much time? 48 by 3 by 2, that is 32 months. So Amar is neither the fastest one nor the slowest one, and he'll take 32 months to finish the work if he tries to do it alone. Again, this was a doable question for me. It's a very easy question. You should have done this question. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Again, this is a very simple concept of what? Percentages. Read this. So what's given here? Identical chocolate pieces are sold in the boxes of 2 sizes, large and small. The large box is sold for twice the price of the small box. If the selling price per gram of the chocolate in the large box is 12% less than that in the small box, then the percentage by which the weight of the chocolate in the large box exceeds that in the small box. So he's talking about large box and small box. What is given here? The price of the chocolate in the large box per gram is 12% less than that in the small box. So if I assume that price for the small box is what? 100 rupees per gram. So in the large box it becomes 12% less, that is 100 rupees per gram. Fine. And let's assume that large box contains X grams of the chocolate while small box contains Y grams of the chocolate. So can we calculate the total price for large box? It contains X gram chocolates and the price is 88 per gram. So the price becomes 88X. For the small box, the total price becomes 100Y. And we also know the relationship between these two prices. It's given that the large box is sold for twice the price of the small box. How do we write it? 88X is the price of large box and this is equal to twice the price of the small box. So I'll get twice of 100Y. So I'll write 44X is equal to how much? 100Y. So what is the value of X by Y? It's 100 by 44. And what's the question? Then the percentage by which the weight of the chocolate in large box exceeds that in the small box. So in other words, he is asking that 100 is how much percentage more than 44. 100 is how much percentage more than 44? I'll say 100 minus 44 by 44 into 100. This comes out to be 56 by 44 into 100. Now 56 by 44 into 100, this percentage comes out to be how much? 127. So my answer becomes first option. Again, this was also doable from my side. Simple application of what? Percentages. Let's move on to the next one. So this is a sitter. It's a very simple question. When we start with the equation chapter, we always talk about this kind of question. How many 3-digit numbers are greater than 100 and increase by 198 when the 3 digits are arranged in the reverse order? So if you assume that original number is ABC, the reverse of this would become CBA. In the reverse number and the original number, the difference is already given equal to 198. If you try to write the number in terms of place value, this becomes 100C plus 10B plus A minus original number was 100A plus 10B plus C. The difference is already given equal to 198. When you simplify this part, what you will get? 99 times of C minus A should be equal to 198. So I can say that the difference of unit digits and the last one, 100 digit, is equal to 2. How many such cases are possible? C minus A is 2. So maximum possible value of C would be what? 9. In that case, A becomes 7. Yes or no? This could be my number. Or if this is 8, this becomes 6. This is 7, this becomes 5. If the last digit is 6, this becomes 4. If this is 5, this has to be what? 3. This is 4, 2. Then the last possible pair would be 3. This is the middle one. This is 1. How many such cases can be formed? 7 cases. But I don't know the value of middle digit. And it does not matter कि middle digit क्या है. I know that there are 7 such cases, and for each cases this middle digit can be filled in how many ways? 10 ways. So I have 7 possible cases and the middle digit can be filled in 10 ways. So total number of numbers possible would be 7 into 10. That is equal to 70. So 70 3-digit numbers are possible for this particular case. Fine. Again, this was a very simple question. It was doable. Question based on compound interest. A simple concept of what? Interest on interest. Now what's given here? If the interest occurred during the second and third year are 806.25, next year it becomes 866.72. If you try to find out the difference between these two interests, what you will say? At the end of second year, the interest was 806.25. At the end of third year, the interest becomes 866.72. If you take the difference of these two values, how do we find it? Yes or no? 12 minus 5 is 7. This is 4. This is 0, 6, 0. 60.47 will increase here. So can I say that 60.47 must be the interest on this part? Interest on interest. So can we find the rate of interest applicable here? 60.47 on a base of what? 806.25 into 100. Yes or no? You should have used the calculator for this one. The calculation में calculator use कर सकते थे. When you try to find this percentage, it comes out to be what? 7.5%. So I can say that the rate of interest here is what? 7.5%. At this rate, your money will increase every year. So what's the question? The nearest accrued in interest during the fourth year is nearest to what? Nearest कितना होगा? तो fourth year क्या होगा? This part plus 7.5% more than this. So I need to increase this value by how much? 7.5%. Again, you should have used calculator for this. When you add 7.5% of 866.72 in this value, the value comes out to be 931 point something. So the correct answer becomes third option. I hope this is clear to everyone. Again, the simple application of compound interest. Percentages, I should say percentages. CI का तो कोई रूल भी नहीं लगा, सिर्फ percentages का increase. Let's move on to the next one. Oh, it's a question based on what? Iterative method. You knew some values here and you need to find what? X of 2021. Now look at this, 2021. I cannot find the value for 2021. That means there should be some pattern. Let's try to calculate few values here. What is given here? X0 is 1, X1 is 2, and there is a relationship. So the best way is what? Try to find out the next few values so that you get the pattern here. When you put n equal to 0, this becomes x2. Yes or no? When you put n equal to 0, you will get x2. x2 is equal to 1 plus n is 0. So x1 by x0. 1 plus, what is the value of x1? It's 2. By x0 is 1. So I'll get x2 equal to how much? I'll get 3. Similarly, when you put n equal to 1, when you put n equal to 1 here, you'll get the value of x3. x3 is equal to 1 plus x2. What was the value of x2? 3 by x1. x1 is 2. So I'll get 2 here. Then when you put n equal to 2, you'll get the value of x4. That is nothing but 1 plus x3 by x2. That is 1. When you put n equal to 3 here, you'll get the value of x5. That is 1 plus x4 by x3. Again you will get 1 here. When you put n equal to 4 here, you get the value of x6. That is 1 plus x5 by x4. Again I'll get 2 here. N equal to 5 here, you'll get the value of x7. 1 plus 2 by 1. That means again I'll get 3 here. Yes or no? When you put n equal to 6 here, what do you get? x8. What is the value of x8? 1 plus 3 by 2. Again I'll get 2 here. Look at this, I'm getting 3, 2, 3, 2, 1, 1. So this is a pattern. How do we write it? x0 is 1. What is x1? It's 2. What is x2? It's 3. What is x3? It's 2. What is x4? It's 1. x5 is again 1. I'll write x5 here. This is 1. What is x6? It's 2. What is x7? It's 3. x8 is 2. So x9 has to be 1. So I'll get a pattern of this part. Look at this one. x0, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. Again I got 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. That means for every next 5 values I'll get the same pattern. This is x0, x5. What is the next value? You'll get x10. x10 must be equal to 1. So the multiple of 5 will always give you 1. Now look at this. It's x0, x2021. That means if you try to find out the value of x2020, that would also be equal to 1. And the next term would be of what? x2021. So my answer should be 2 here. This is the pattern which I'll get from it. Fine. Again, this was a doable question. So the correct answer is what? Fourth option, 2. Now let's move on to the last question. Okay. It's a question based on what? Sequence and series. What's the logic here? If you look at the groups here, this is 1. Second group contains 3 numbers. Third group contains 5 numbers. So can we say it's a series of odd numbers? First group contains 1. Second group contains 3. Third group contains 5 elements. Fourth group will have 7 elements. These are consecutive odd numbers. He's asking the sum of the numbers in the 15th group. So definitely in 15th group, how many numbers will be there? I'll go for the 15th odd number. What is the 15th odd number? First odd number is 1, second is 3, third is 5, fourth is 7. 15th odd number would be what? 2n minus 1. I'll put 2 into 15 minus 1. That is equal to 29. So this group will have 29 numbers. This group will have 29 numbers. I need to find the sum of these 29 numbers, but for that I need the first number, because after that all the numbers will be consecutive integers. You can see it here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So what would be the first number of 15th group? Or in other words, I'll select the last number of 14th group. Now how do we get the last number of 14th group? Let's try to understand the pattern. First group, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. What is the last element of second group? It's 4. Then last element of third group is 9. How do we get this 9 or how do we get this 4? Since it's a case of odd numbers, this is 1 plus 3, sum of two odd numbers. Last element of second group can be written as sum of two odd numbers. Last element of third group can be written as sum of first three odd numbers, that is 1 plus 3 plus 5, 9. So what should be the last element of the 14th group? It should be sum of first 14 odd numbers, and sum of first 14 odd numbers would be 14 square. This is a general formula. Sum of first n odd numbers is always n square. So sum of first 14 odd numbers, I am looking for what? The 14th odd number, sum. This would be the last number. Last number क्या होगा? मुझे ये चेक करना है. इसका last number होगा 196. Is it clear? Yes or no? This was sum of first three odd numbers. So this must be sum of the first 14 odd numbers. 14 odd numbers means 196. So definitely 15th group will start from 197 onwards. 197, 198, 199 and so on. I need to add how many such numbers? I know that 29. So it's a simple AP. What is the sum of first n terms of an AP? It's n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. What should I write? 29 numbers, 29 by 2. 2 into first term of this group, 197. Plus 29 numbers are there, so n becomes 29. What's the common difference? It's only 1. So you need to add these values. When you add this, the answer comes out to be 6119. So my answer becomes second option. Again, this was a lengthy one. If you know the concept of odd numbers, you can easily identify the elements of the 15th group. So that's all for today. Thank you for attending this session.